Hello and very welcome to another episode of the Knitsforthesoul podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming from you from central Germany. I live here with my son and our dog, and Happy New Year 2022. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for coming back, for popping in, and thanks for all the comments and thanks for the likes on my Instagram account, the same name by the way. And yeah, so I'm sitting here in my bedroom because it has the most light at this time of day. It's not even 3 p.m. and it's already getting darker, and I thought I would use this opportunity to record a new episode, and yeah, let's make the most of the light. Well, so what will this episode be about? I would like to talk about all the projects I've knit in 2021, my current whips, my stash, and maybe what I will knit in 2022, but I'm not sure. It depends on how long this episode will be. Maybe my Make 9 will be an episode on its own. Well, yeah. Oh, and I've got my book journals with me as well, because I almost reached my Goodreads goal for 2021. Yeah, so maybe I can squeeze this in somewhere as well. As you know, if you have watched any episode before, I don't really have a plan. I try to plan something. I even have notes. But yeah, let's improvise. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. 2021 was definitely the year of socks. I started with, oh my gosh, how many threads were in that? Let me just check in my Ravelry. I've knit house socks, house boots, whatever. It is a drops design. I put a picture here because they're in the laundry, and a link below in the description box. I knit the ribbed confetti socks by Drops Design on a 6mm needle, and I held 5 strands together to achieve that thickness. So these were my first socks that year. After that, I've knit the Lumi socks by Lerke from Fiber Tales. I used was it a bulky yarn? I'm not right sure. It's the Hiertegarn Natur, and I put a picture here again and a link to the description in the description box. And I have to say I'm not wearing them as often because they don't fit as well. Maybe I did something wrong when I knit the foot. At first it was too long, then I shortened it a bit, and yeah, but the wool is felting a lot, so I probably will knit those again, but bigger and then felt them on purpose. But yeah, that pair is not getting worn as much as it should be. Well, I think that was also the time when I started podcasting here on YouTube. And the next project I was showing you back then, it was still winter, or was it? I'm not sure. Let me just check that. Not prepared. Yeah, it was in February. I've knit mittens, the simplest mittens by Tin Can, the world's simplest mittens by Tin Can Knits, and I incorporated the North Sea mittens pattern as well as for the color blocks. And here is one pair. This is the size for my son, but they actually fit me too. He grew so much this year. He's so tall already with his 10 years. It's frightening. Time flies by. And this is the one, and then I made one slightly bigger, and this is the other pair that fits me. So all of these except that Tweedy yarn is a Hjartegarn Lima, and I've knit everything on a 4mm needle. They're really soft, but it's not a super wash, it's just wool. Yeah, they haven't been worn yet because there was no chance to do that yet. Let's see what January and February will bring. Last year it was so cold and we had so much snow. Let's see if that happens again. And if that happens again, I'm going to be able to wear, oh my god, I haven't woven in the ends yet. How embarrassing. So this is the classic ribbed hat by Purl Soho, and I've knit that out of a, let me just check that, out of the Meld yarn by Kollektion der Vielfalt. It's not listed here and it's far away. I will put pictures here and link it as well. There you see, there is my thread. This is a very rustic yarn, and I already blocked it and it's bloomed quite a bit, and it's still more rustic and scratchy than, let's say, a Shetland. A Shetland on its own. Yeah, so I think I will add a lining for the part of the forehead, so it's not scratching there. Yeah, let's see if I can get around to wear that this winter. Then I've knit another pair of socks, also in the Hjartegarn Lima, because I really liked this color. So I've knit the Auni socks in the Decay version by Maria Costa Movara, and they're really nice. I have to wash them by hand because it's not super washed, so they can't go in the washing machine. And I don't have those with me at the moment. They're deep down in the sock drawer. The next pair of socks, surprise, were a pair I tried to knit out of a sock tube. So my friend Stefan has a sock knitting machine, you know, where you have to, you know. And he tried out some yarn and gifted it to me, and I put a picture here, and I added contrasting colors, toes, heels and cuff. Yeah, that was the first attempt at doing this, and if you followed my podcast and if you follow me on Instagram, you see that we made a humongous sock tube in summer, and since then I have finished 5 pairs from that sock tube. And yeah, I will put pictures in here. It's really fun. Let me crinkle. It's really fun to look for corresponding yarns and colors for toes, heels and cuff. And that sock tube was supposed to, yeah, well, get a dent in my sock yarn stash. Well, sock yarn is no stash, I know. And I used a lot of leftovers for the contrasting parts. But then some colors I didn't like. So I bought 50 gram skeins of solid sock yarns from Lang Yarns, and yeah, played around, and it's so much fun. And yeah, where is that box? Let me just see. So I've got a lot of skeins. At the beginning of the year I had a yarn swap, and I'm still not working on those Harry Potter socks for my son as I intended to. But I've knit a lot of other socks. So yeah, I got some yarns gifted. I bought some yarns online as contrasting colors. So the box where all the sock yarn was in for that sock tube was empty, and now it's full again. Yeah. This is left of the sock tube. I have 2 pairs on the needles right now. This is an opal, so this is going to be knit up next after I finished with this pair. So from the tube I got 2 pairs out of this West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. So I need to add the heel here, and this is already on the needles. And the first pair of that, I put a picture here, is already gifted to my friend Margit. She moved back to Germany from Norway, and she needed a lot of socks. And I told her I would gift her some for Christmas. So the first pair she already got. I think we measured incorrectly, you know. So she had to undo the toe, unravel a bit of the foot, and then attach the toe again. But now I have the correct measurement, and then I will place the heel and finish the other one and send it to her. Yeah, and then the opal is going to be next, and these. So there is still a lot of socks to be knit this year, and I don't have that with me either. So I put in a picture for the next pair of socks I've knit, but that was totally hand knit. They were I called them Justin's Cookie Swap socks. You definitely know Justin from the Bearded Purl podcast, and in one of the episodes he showed a pair of socks, and I thought, oh, what a pretty pattern. And I took that kind of stitch and put it on the socks I usually knit. I always knit toe up socks and the same heel construction because I have a high instep, and it is so perfect. And yeah, I really like them. I've knit them in a cheap yarn I got at a grocery store, but the colors were so nice, so just and it's a really great yarn. So I've worn them a lot during the last year, and that yarn is wearing really nicely, so can't complain. It's perfect. Yeah, so then I finished my Together Apart shawl, and I have no idea in which box that is. Picture. Yeah, I started that the year before at my mom's, what is it? Is that a death anniversary? I think. I was wondering about that term in the episode I talked about it. Well, I started that, and yeah, because the yarns I used for that, I bought the year when she passed away, and it kind of just correlated that Melanie Berg, who's the designer of that pattern, released it exactly the same day. Yeah, so this is a really nice shawl. I love that, and I have no idea in which box it is. I'm looking at my wardrobe where I have boxes with all my knitted stuff. Anyway, so you saw the picture, and you can go back to the podcast episode I talked about it. Okay, so I'm surrounded with all stuff I found. Then there were again socks. I've knitted 2 pairs, the sixpence socks and the Lights on Main socks, so they get featured in podcast episode as well, so go back or just check out the picture. Then in autumn, I took part in a test knit for the lovely Laura of the Knitting Pickle podcast, and I've test knitted the school run hat. Also, here's a picture. It's knit up in Hiertegarn Lima again, and it's already gifted, so I can't hold it up. Yeah, so that was a really nice test knit. She organized it very well, and the chat we had on Instagram was so funny, really. Everyone who test knitted it was so awesome, and I really had a great time. It was so much fun. Yeah, the next thing that was an adventure and so much fun was the Stephen West knits Shawlography knit along, a mystery knit along, and I've knit almost everything from stash. I just bought 1 skein of sock yarn, and here is my Shawlography. You saw that in the last episode I published in December, so I'm very close to the camera here, so but it smells nice. I've washed and blocked it with a Wollmeise wool wash. I've got a couple of bottles left, so this really smells like nice. I love this shawl. I really, really love this shawl, and I'm so going to take part in the next mystery knit along next year. It was so much fun. Yeah, and because I got quite addicted to this incredible person and his videos and patterns again, I started another West Knit shawl, but I'll show you later because that's a whip. Yeah. Another finished object from this year is, and it's embarrassing because it took me ages, though it shouldn't take ages, is the Ranunculus tee by Midori Hirose. And I've knit this in... I put it here, I forgot. It's a linen yarn. And yeah, I will definitely knit another one. I have the yarn I want to use in my stash, and it kind of just waited for exactly this design. Yeah, but if you follow, yeah, you have seen that many times before. Okay, then, oh, that is the last finished object for 2021, and I have not yet woven in the end on the toes. Anyway, I liked the design by Ambrose Smith, the Paddington Station socks. I have the whole collection of her, I have the whole collection of those socks, and I knit another pair. And this is hand dyed and plant dyed yarn. It's Ambrose Smith, sorry. By Wool and Twine Fiber Studios. She's a German hand dyer. And this is, I think, a Corriedale yarn. I've talked about this before. They were on hold quite a while. I think from August. I started them in August and knit tons of other stuff in between, and then I really wanted to finish them. And this was a sock set I bought on one of her updates. The colorway is Daisy, and I used up all of the contrasting colors for this pair, but only half the skein of the main color. So I will be able to knit exactly another pair of this, just with a different contrasting color. So yeah, I've knitted both socks until I was at the beginning of where I wanted the cuff, and then I divided the remaining mini skein so I could knit exactly the same amount. That worked. Yeah, these are really nice, and I will weave in those two little ends, and then they can be worn too. Let's see how this will hold up. It's non-superwash, and yeah, I'm just knitting, and then I always forget to reinforce the heel, so I'm just knitting. Yeah, let's see how they hold up, but yeah, that's easily mended if there will be a hole somewhere someday. I have these I have such a little weaving tool. Let me just get that. So it's called Mashinka. I bought this on Etsy because my friend Margit when she was still in Norway, she had to mend her socks a lot. I haven't used this at all since I got it because I don't know, my socks, maybe I have too many socks, so I'm able to swap them out, but it actually feels that I'm wearing them a lot. I don't know. Yeah, so it's still in the wrapping, and it's still with the bands together, so totally new. And you put this into, yeah, well, the garment you want to, for example, a sock you want to mend, and then this is like a small knitting machine, yeah, where you just, or a little loom, where you can, yeah, weave through the still existing stitches and then mend the whole thing. Margit has a tutorial on her YouTube channel. I will link that so you can have a look how this Mashinka, so little machine, is working. It was not very expensive. So it's funny, this is that this is a vintage label, but the tool itself is new. I have no idea what I paid for that. Was it about 30 euros? It wasn't much. Cool. Yeah, so let's see if there will be some time I really need to use that, and then I will ask Margit how to do it. Yeah, so my hot chocolate is cold now. I don't have a special mug to show you. It's just an IKEA mug. But now I forgot the box. I've got a really delicious white hot chocolate here. And the flavor is called crème brûlée. And I got it gifted for Christmas from my friend Yvonne. And I will link here, or I will put in the description what it's called. I forgot it. It's not Fortnum & Mason, it's the other chocolate, famous chocolate shop in England. Well, you guys in Britain, you will know it. It's so delicious. Decadently delicious. Okay. Yeah. So these were all my finished objects for 2021. I have still a couple of whips ongoing. I still haven't finished my Mayhem cardigan I started in 2018. I've knitted on it here and there, but I don't know. let's see if I will finish that at all. I'm not sure. Yeah, so, but then apart from the sock tube socks, I actually, oh yes, I do have a half-finished whip, half-finished object and whip, yeah. Because I'm taking part in Barbara Knits Socks to Match Your Shawl Knit Along, and I use the yarns from my Shawlography for, so it's not on a sock blocker now. Let me just steal this one, then it's nicer to see. So I'm knitting on the second sock, and to spoil, this will be, maybe it's cheating, I don't know, but this will be one of my Make 9 in 2022. Because I have so much yarn left from that shawl that there's going to be a second pair I'll be able to knit up. So these are the Knitting with Besties socks by Dana Ray Makes. Let me tell you, this is so addictive, so much fun. I've knit that sock so fast. I really, really like it. And here is, oh, the second toe. It is so much fun. And the my main color is actually here this Lana Grossa hand-dyed effect. And it is really coincidental that every time I have those slipped stitches, they are perfectly in contrast with the other color I use. So I didn't do anything on purpose. It just happened to be that way. The only thing on purpose I did because with a color was that I had this Regia as the heel, so it would be a really nice contrast. And it's the, I think it's the only, well, apart from the Lana Grossa, the only real sock yarn, because the others are non-superwash. Yeah, so I have this, oh, I can show a special bag. I usually don't. So this is a Cavallini & Co. pouch I got gifted from my friend Jana. And this is where I have the remaining yarns of my Shawlography in and that current sock project. Yeah. So this is one of my whips and therefore one of my Make 9. I don't know how the rules are for Make 9, but I'm not taking part in any knit-alongs or where you can get prizes or anything. So it's just for me that, like, some kind of a to-do list. I really want to knit this and this and this. So these are on there, and yeah, making my own rules. Okay. And let's see, what else do I have is a whip. Yeah. I showed you in the last episode. I got this Stephen West pattern book for the Hyper Knitting 2. The knit along started on the December 26th, and I dutifully started. I prepared all my yarns before, and because I don't have DK weight yarn, I'm really not sure if I think I have two hanks of DK weight yarn, one in gray and one in off-white. Definitely not enough to knit a shawl. And I'm knitting the, let me just show you a picture, the Spiraling Cables shawl, which is also on the front. So what he uses here as the contrasting stripes are either those spin cycle yarns, which are impossible to get here in Germany, with all the taxes and whatever and shipping, Or what he also uses are the Shoppel Zauberball or Crazy Zauberball. They are, yeah, kind of made up the same way as the Spinsaga yarns, and I dare say they were available way before Spinsaga yarns existed. I have knit lots with Shoppel Zauberball, all their Shoppel yarns. It's a German company, and I've knit many things in their yarns, and it's a really great yarn. Yeah, so what did I do? I just used fingering weight yarn, held double for my shawl. If you follow me on Instagram, again, you saw that I already posted pictures of the skeins and the hangs, and this is my current skeins. No, you don't see it. This is the base is a 100% merino by Pasquale, and yeah, I dyed those speckles. I have had this in my stash for several years, because it's one of the last batches I dyed when I still had my yarn shop, and I mostly dyed on Pasquale yarns because I like how they source their yarns and how they treat all their associates, etc. So yeah. So this is my main color, and as a contrasting color, I put pictures of the skeins in here. I used one Shoppel. One Shoppel. Why am I saying that again? One opal yarn and one. How is it called? Oh yeah. One Lang Yarns Super Socks. So Rania, who is watching from Switzerland, she took part in my swap, and I sent her some stuff, and she sent back to me some super cool yarns and oils. And this is the other skein she sent me. And I actually wanted to use this and the pink one I show you here together. But when I got my opal subscription for December, there was a pink white striped yarn which so perfectly fitted the other Lang Yarns skein that I just had to use those together. And I've put them up together, and this is how the cake looks like. It's so cute. It actually misses some glitter. It should have some glitter. Yeah. So, and I also did that with the other one that I skeined it up, held double. And though I started very dutifully on the 26th, I'm not as far as probably lots of other knitters, because there were a couple of books I had to finish. Then I had work, so I didn't have vacation after Christmas, so I had to work, and there was not so much time. And my son is home, he has a school holiday, so I'm not very far, but the pattern is a dream. So I think I had to check for the repeats until here, and then I just could knit it all on its own without looking, and this is how far I am now. You see my main color is the white one, and then what I really like is that the color changes in that sock yarn is pooling. I'm so excited to see what happens. Because the next part will be light again. So this is those both yarns very unintentionally met up on their where they are whitish at the same time. This is so fascinating. And it is, I wouldn't say a mindless knit, but it's a relaxing knit. Every row is where something happens, but nothing so majorly technical, difficult that you can just watch a movie or something. I'm currently listening to audiobooks and then just keep knitting, and it's so gratifying to see, oh, you've got that pattern repeat done, oh, the next stripe and the next, and this is really nice. So this is the Hyper Knitting 2. I bought and paid for that on my own, so this is not sponsored or anything. And there are so many cool patterns in here. I really also like that triangular version, and I'm probably knitting that as well. But before I would do that, I think I will knit the cowl. You see that? I really like this one, and I have an unfinished project somewhere in a project bag. I started, I have no idea, 7 years ago, and it's just so boring, but those two colors, one is a Malabrigo and one is a Schoppel yarn, a linen merino yarn, recycled, I think. They do that a lot, by the way. That looks just so pretty, and I want to make that cowl out of that. So I will unravel that scarf I started there and knit the, what is it called? The cowl? It's called cabled trellis cowl. Yeah, makes sense. I think these are my whips. So then I swatched. And I showed you that in the last episode, and I haven't yet started knitting on it because of the shawl and finishing up some stuff. So but the next garment is definitely going to be the slice pullover, but in a cardigan. And this is the yarn I've used. This is a black mountain sheep I got from that online shop, Kollektion der Vielfalt. They are supporting sheep farmers who have those old sheep races. Yeah. So, and this is a drops brushed alpaca silk, and it makes a really nice fabric. So this will be my slice cardigan. So I'm crinkling later. And then I have no idea how I stumbled upon this. Let me check my Ravelry. I stumbled upon this vest somehow, and I thought I have to have it. It's the Lola hooded vest by Chiwei Rank. I put it here, and also a picture of the vest. And I swatched for this. Here is my swatch. This is, oh my gosh, this is so big. 7mm needle. This is an Artisanal British wool. It's a discontinued yarn, and I still have lots of this natural cream white still from when I had my shop. So I kept that because it's so pretty. So, and I swatched here with just this yarn, and because I didn't meet gauge, I combined it with a drops alpaca silk in this white on here, and I almost met gauge on a 7mm needle. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is something I also plan to knit, and hopefully very soon, so it can be worn when it's still cold. Or then again next winter. Let's see. Yeah, but I thought it's such a cool design. I really have to have this. I love the hood, and I can't wait to shop for buttons. Yeah. Okay, these are all my whips and finished objects and swatches. And then I got myself a Christmas present. I subscribed to the Purl quarterly subscription service. So you get 6 skeins of sock yarn from Purl every quarter of the year. And for Christmas, they give you an extra skein. So one skein was one I incorporated here in right away in my cable trellis shawl. And then I still have the other ones. So if you're interested in this, maybe you have seen the photos on Instagram already. I mean, they were shipped, I think, a week before Christmas, so they came on time. It was so amazing. And I opened that box and it's like, ooh, Christmas! Yeah, but there are really cool colors in there. For example, this awesome rainbow one. Some people already have cast on just to see how they look, so it's so beautiful. I also really like this one. I think I will have to fight for this, because my son really eyed this and said he liked that colorway. Then there's this one, which is not really my color. I'm not sure about this. It's also not really my son's colors. Let's see what will happen to it. Then this one is amazing. I love that. I really want to see how that looks knit up. I think there will be some, if you see those little parts printed, I think these will knit up with a checkered pattern. Yeah, and this one. It's also very pretty. They're all kind of festive, in my opinion. So, and then I got the Christmas hank, and it's definitely not what I want or what I like, but I also already spoke to a friend who also is subscribed to that service, and she got a different hank, and we're going to swap. Yeah, so amazing. These were my yarn acquisitions. Let me think. I think I was good and didn't buy anything else. No, I didn't. There was everything. Yeah. So there is lots of stuff to do. I really would like to finish up a couple of things now in January, and then in February, let's see if I will be able to have my week of vacation, or if I have to transfer it somehow because of work. And yeah, let's see if I can get some quality knitting time in. Yeah. Okay, this was quite a long episode. I think I will make a Make 9 episode on its own and talk about the yarns I would like to use, the pattern itself, etc., etc. And enjoy my cold white chocolate now. Hope you all are well, that you started 2022 on the right foot, so to say. And please stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope you will have a lot of knitting time and a great year. Thank you for watching. Bye.